This past Saturday, March 3rd, 2012, was Inglewood Mayor James T. Butts Jr.'s annual town hall meeting. Residents were encouraged to come out not only to dialogue with the mayor and city representatives, but also to receive poignant information on the progress the city has made over the past 12 months and where the city of Inglewood is headed in the coming years.
In my first year as your mayor, I focused on the areas that I promised I would when I campaigned. And those are, first, assessing and improving the condition of our city's infrastructure, its roadways, water and waste delivery systems, the seismic worthiness of our essential services facilities, the police department, our library and city hall. Second, public safety and crime. Third, an assessment of the effectiveness of our residential sound insulation program. And fourth, economic development. This first year report has a lot of encouraging progress that makes me optimistic for the future. Although we still have unacceptable violent occurrences in the city, overall crime is down 4%, with homicides down 35%, and violent crime down 4%. The percentage of murder associated with gangs has dropped from 80% to 50%. We're also implementing a gang injunction. This year's budget is balanced, and we'll be engaging financial specialists to assist us in the development of a 5-year forecast to more scientifically anticipate our revenues and our obligations. A billion-dollar corporation is interested in locating their only West Coast operation here in the city of Inglewood at the Forum. Last year we closed a $17.6 million deficit under Mr. Weinberg. We did that with early retirement incentives, workforce reductions. We sold land to the redevelopment agency, and the employees stepped up to the plate and gave up employee benefits and concessions, and they take on a 10% furlough right now. It helps us balance the budget.
Police Chief Jacqueline Seabrooks took time out to present to Inglewood residents statistics on the performance of Inglewood PD over the past 3 years and some of their initiatives to ensure Inglewood remains a safe place to call home.
Violent crime is down 4% in addition to where it was in 2010, and that's important because these numbers indicate that crime is not at a level ever seen in Inglewood since probably the 60s and into the 70s. And that's real important because at points in time, there was a very clear understanding that crime was on the verge of being out of control here in the community. We've had a 35% reduction in homicides. That means that from 2010 to 2011, we went from 20 to 13. But equally important, there were periods of time in the 80s and into the 90s when we were averaging 55 murders a year. We've had a 10% decrease in the number of robberies. Now, there are still an occurrence of robberies. When I say these things, it's not to say that crime is non-existent in Inglewood. It's to look at crime and to say the community is becoming safer and safer. And so that's an important aspect to take a look at.
One of the more important items on the meeting agenda was the status of the city's water rate increase. The mayor and staff displayed detailed information showing why the city needs to take immediate action on this matter and laid to rest some of the rumors that have been circulating about the way the city is handling their water issue.
The city of Los Angeles since 2003, as a comparison, has raised their water rates by 70%, including a 14% increase 2 weeks ago. We're not the only city that has been reluctant to tell the residents what they need to do to adequately finance their water system. But we're doing it now.
Everyone pays for the size meter they have, and then on top of that, they pay for the amount of water they have here. The resident uses about 15 HCFS a month, which is about 11,220 gallons of water. Or to visualize this is about 72 5-gallon jugs. Every month you use that much water. Why do we need an increase in rates? The last increase in rates was 2003, and it was less than 3%. The system, on an average, brings in about $338,000 per month, less than what it cost us to operate. We pump some of our water, and 60 or 70% of our water we have to buy from the Metropolitan Water District and West Basin. And this water has increased in cost. The proposed increase will allow us to break even in October if we could start our repairs at that point.
If you don't have a functioning water and sewage removal system, then you will be a third world country, because you will not be able to depend that you will have water to put out fires. You will not be able to trust the drinking water comes out of your tap. And you won't know that you might have your water service interrupted for 3, 4, 5 days at a time once it gets to a catastrophic condition.
At the end of the day, residents were relatively pleased with the outcome of the meeting. Here are some of the comments.
I've come to this meeting this afternoon. I thought it was a very well put together meeting. I was pleased to hear what the Mayor Butts had to say about the city and where the city is going.
I appreciate what he did today. He was honest with the people. He explained to the people what the city needs to do, regardless of not thinking about his re-election in the next election. He's thinking about the city.
We had to make some very hard decisions that were not popular. And we stepped out and did what we needed to do to get the city back on track.
To find out more about what's going on in the city of Inglewood, log on to www.cityofinglewood.org. To stay up to date with us, log on to www.inglewoodtodaynews.com. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and check out our YouTube page at www.youtube.com/InglewoodTodayTV.